Welcome. This is going to be a short little video on just the basics of Diablo 3, and let's get started. We'll go in, press start. We'll come to my last hero here. Um, you can always hit triangle to switch your hero. As you can see, I got a list of different heroes. And the key thing about Council is that um, when you actually hit 60 and you start getting your Paragon levels, which is, after you hit 60, you get one Paragon level for every 5 bars in console version. And as you can see, I have a level 26 Demon Hunter with 9 Paragon. So the Paragon levels from my main character, which is Gorzoon, and he is a level 60 wizard, and he is in Act 3 on Inferno. I've completed the game with him, and I'm farming basically all the blacksmithing plans and trying to finish up my platinum. I also have a level 60 barbarian in hardcore mode, and the two modes differ quite a lot. The first mode is you're going to be playing will be normal mode. It's basically you die, you respawn, life goes on. Any character made within normal mode will share stash. I'll get into that in just a little bit. Hardcore, you have your own separate blacksmithing, jewel crafting, and all that stash is separate from the regular. So I'll also get into that just a little bit later too. But I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate some of the Demon Hunter skills for my buddy, because he wants to get a little bit of this. I'll be doing Act 3. I'll just resume where I've been left off. Loading times aren't that bad. Most of the times when loading times get terrible are when you're switching quests and acts, and difficulties doesn't really change much. Now, getting it into the game, controls are very simple. You got your left joystick to run, and as you can see down in the bottom left, L1's for your health potions, X is your main skill. You got square, triangle, circle, R2, and R1. Each button affixed different skills. So we'll go into that by pressing select, and you'll now see the inventory page, and you can R1 or L1 through, go to skills, your follower, your quests, and the lore. And lore pops up whenever you kill something or finish a quest, or beat a boss. Going into skills, you have different types of skills. You got your primary skills, which, like I said, will be X. There's a lot to go through. I'll save this for a little bit later for video, but you got your primary, you got your secondary, you got defensive, hunting. Actually, this is going to be devices, and then archery will be R1. And then you get 3 passive skills. Your first passive skill comes at level 10, 20, and 30. As you can see, I'm not yet quite 30, so I only have 2. I'll touch base with Demon Hunter's passive skills. Tactical advantage: whenever you use Vault, Smoke Screen, and Blackfip with Evasive Fire, you gain 60% movement speed. It's handy for getting around quicker, especially if you don't have any movement speed, but you play how you want to play. I'm not telling you how to play. It's Thrill of the Hunt. Every 7 seconds, your next skill that costs hatred will immobilize your target for 2 seconds. That's not bad, but you also have Caltrops, which will slow down enemies. So it's kind of iffy for that one. Vengeance, maximum hatred is increased by 25. In addition, gain 20 hatred and 2 discipline whenever you're healed by a health globe. It's it's kind of handy, but right now I'm overpowering everything because of my gems. I'll get into that too in just a little bit here. As long as there are no enemies within 10 yards, all damage is increased by 20%. Now this is great until you start farming, because when you start farming, you're going to be gathering up a whole slew of enemies to basically murder. So this one's kind of iffy for me, but like I said, I'm not telling you how to play. You just pick what you want to play, what skills you want to use, and go from there. Call of the week. Damage increased against slowed enemies by 15%. Now, I do believe this will be my third passive when I get there, and it's because of my primary skill. And like I said, we'll get into that a little bit later. Just going over the quick basics of these, and then we'll get on to some more stuff. Night Stalker, criticals have a chance to restore 1 discipline. I believe at later levels this will be 1 to have, especially when you're farming Inferno. Brooding, you gain 2% of your maximum life per second. Again, it's good to have life per second in this game. It's especially when you're farming Inferno and you start getting higher MP levels, which are monster power levels. And again, I'll get into that a little bit later. Hot Pursuit, whenever you are at full hatred, movement speed is increased by 15%. Don't know how that one works out because obviously I don't have it unlocked. Archery, gain a bonus based on weapon of your main hand. Bows 15%, crossbow 50% critical hit damage, and a hand crossbow 10% critical hit chance. Now, when I've been playing my wizard, I've noticed that critical hit chance will give you more DPS than any of the other bonuses here. Critical hit damage is great, but I do believe critical hit chance will increase your DPS tenfold versus critical hit damage. Numbing traps. Enemies hit by Phantom Knife, Spike Trap, Caltrops, Grenades, and Sentry have their damage reduced by 20% for 3 seconds. This is more of a defensive passive than